right. Here we go. Off to a good start so far. No mistakes yet. It is Wednesday, June 15th, 2022, and from the home studio in Middletown, Delaware, I am Marshal Manlove from Delaware Sports and My Sports Reports. This is a special interview segment of our show, and on today's show, we are going to meet the Division I state champion girls soccer team from Padua Academy. Their head coach, Justin Romano, and three of his key players have made themselves available. We appreciate that, and hopefully when I press this button here, yeah, we're on a streak now. They will appear on the screen, and there they are. Coach Romano, thank you very much, first of all, for making arrangements with these young stars of yours to join us here. Appreciate that, and congratulations to you.
Yeah, no problem. It's a little bit hard with the summertime and the girls at the beach and such, but we're here. Thank you.
I get it. I'm just appreciative if anyone wants to talk to me at any time. So however I can make that happen, I appreciate it. I think I invited every state champion, and let's see, 2 of you showed up. So, but I appreciate you too. All right. So on the screen, which I don't know that you can see there, but to the coaches, well, from his viewpoint, I guess it's to his left, but in the screen there, upper right, to his right, is the Padua Panda goalie. Am I correct, Claire Campbell?
Yes, I'm the goalie.
All right. How old are you? What grade are you in, Claire?
I just graduated, so I'm a senior, and I'll be next year I'll be going to Alvernia University in Reading, PA, for their physical therapy program.
Okay. Are you going to play soccer there?
No, I might play for their club teams, but I'm just going to continue my education there.
Okay. Well, I don't know how many professional girls or women's soccer opportunities are there, so you're probably making, statistically, a good career choice there, I would imagine, right? Mm-hmm. Well, how many opportunities are there to earn money for women in soccer these days?
I don't know of like too many, but I'm sure by continuing, because I know like Anna and Haley, they're going to be doing soccer in college, and they'll be able to continue on there. So I'm really excited to watch them play, because I'll be close with Haley and then at home with Anna when I come back home.
Okay, so you've given us a brief introduction of the other 2 young pandas who have joined us here. Introduce yourselves, there, young ladies.
Hi, I'm Haley Darty. I'm a graduating senior at Padua, and I'm going to Alvernia University next year to study biology, and I'm playing soccer there.
All right, awesome.
Ella Pullman. I'm also a graduating senior. I'm going to Newman University next year to play soccer and major in communications.
Communications. How about sports communications? I'm always looking for help.
Sure. I don't have a specific path with communications yet. I'm not that far into it, so I mean maybe.
Well, keep in touch with me. You're an athlete, so you know about sports and stuff, right? So
yeah,
I'm always looking for help. You can do an internship or something and help you out at your college. All right, so Anna, what position do you play on the Pandas state championship soccer team?
For the majority of the year, I played forward, but then when we got into playoffs, I started playing in the midfield, just basically mainly just attacking positions.
Yeah, you like attacking?
Yeah. I like scoring.
And Haley, what position did you play? And what position you play?
In the beginning of the season, I started off playing center mid and right wing, but then towards the end of the season, I started playing forward.
We switched.
Okay, and your coach sent me over some statistics. You scored 10 goals, 7 assists. That's a lot for soccer. And I imagine since you had a couple blowout games, you didn't play some full games in some of those. Would I be correct in saying that?
Yeah, correct.
So you probably could have scored like 20 or 30 more, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, but what's the point in that?
Now, you're a member of a club called the Ospreys. Tell me something about that club.
It's a WPSL team, so a lot of college players, when they come back for the summer, they're looking for a league to play in to stay in shape and everything. And the coach on the Ospreys is like looking to mainly recruit people that lived in Delaware. So a lot of them are like, some of the top players that you've probably heard of in high school and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's for like 2 months or so, but yeah.
Okay. And you had a couple key game-winning goals during the course of the year against the two teams that were in the Division II state championship, one against Caravel, one against St. Mark's, and Caravel won the Division II state championship. And you also beat Caravel during the course of the season, 1-0. So they were tough. So the fact that you were able to score those game-winning goals is a testimony to your toughness and value to the team here. But let's talk about the state tournament. First, 3 games that you played against Smyrna, Caesarani, and Middletown. We'll start with Smyrna. Coach, talk about the game against Smyrna Eagles.
Yeah, I know the state final was difficult and it was nervy, but as a coach, I had more stress in the Smyrna game, to be honest with you. They have a player who is fantastic, Desiree Zapata. She's a sophomore. She's just really difficult to deal with. And we got off to a good start. I think Haley scored, a minute into the game. So it was a dream start. And then we were up 2-0 with, I think, 20 minutes left. And the game was we had kind of done what we needed to tactically. I felt as comfortable as you can playing against really good players like Desiree. But she scored with about 15 minutes left, maybe 20 minutes left to make it 2-1. And then maybe 2 minutes later, they scored to tie it. So it was maybe for about 5 seconds, you think like the negative thoughts of what if we lose this, we were up 2 goals, or the defending champs, like this isn't supposed to happen first round. But a credit to the team for just continuing to battle and continuing to play. Moo Galbus, who just got back from being hurt, is a commit to going to Chapel Hill. She's going to UNC, I believe she went yesterday. She's a fantastic player. She scored the game winner with about 5 minutes left. But, the state final was a different game, but I think in some regards, after the Smyrna game, I remember getting in the car and just a big sigh of relief. It was a really difficult game to coach, just because Smyrna really presents some different problems. And it's the first round. It's not supposed to be easy, but it's kind of supposed to be easy. But it was a nervy game. That was kind of like our season. It was topsy-turvy.
Yes, you had a little extra pressure on you as head coach of this team because you've taken over a team that won 11 state championships overall. The Pandas have been in the finals, I think, since 2012, and won 6, 7, 8 of the last 9 coming in. So you're kind of like in a no-win situation. Like, you have to win, right? You have players, pretty much everybody that returned was a state champion last year. Okay, well, everybody that did return was a state champion last year, maybe even the year before. You have no. That's just it. You have to. Like, if you lose, you're like, oh, here's the guy who ruined the team. So you have to win, and that's just a very, very tough situation there. So, ladies, tell me what it was like to adjust amongst yourselves to the new coach.
So, I mean, at least from us, since our freshman year, we've never had a consistent coach. So, I mean, we're kind of used to it. But Justin's a really good coach, and, we all, loved having him. So, it was honestly really easy to adjust to him because he, has a good coaching style and, still wants to win but still allows us to, enjoy the game.
All right. Claire, what would you add to that?
I would say the main thing, like he always said, was that we should be having fun. And it was like our main motto throughout the whole year that, like, who cares about the points or anything? We need to, your parents signed up just for us to have fun. And I think, I mean, it was like the best season ever for me. So I definitely had a lot of fun.
All right, good. So the state championship game was against the Middletown Cavaliers, and they were undefeated coming into the state championship game, and one of their wins during the regular season was actually against you. They beat you 2-1. What did you learn in that regular season game that helped you out in the state championship game, if anything? How about you, Haley and Anna? Take that one.
I think after losing, I mean, what Justin always like preached to us is that, like, it's probably not good to have a perfect season, because going into it, like, you think that you've got it all, like, you beat every team that you're probably going to see. And honestly, that's not what we wanted. It's hard to beat a team twice. So I just think that losing to them gave us a lot more want and grit in that game. And I think that really showed in the championship.
Okay. Anyone want to add to that?
I mean, it's just basically what she said. Like, I mean, like, obviously you don't want to lose, but it was better, like, for our mindsets. Like, it makes you want to win even more. And, I mean, at least for me, I played with a lot of those girls. So just, like, hearing them talk about, like, they beat Padua, like, so it just makes you want to win even more. So it's basically what she just said.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and I think taking losses for us was great. It sucks at the time, you're not purposely trying to lose, but I really do feel like you learn a lot more from defeat. So wouldn't say we were purposely trying to lose to them, but I thought we actually really played well. That was both times we played them. We played really good. That was maybe arguably our best game of the season, yet we lost. So we tried to not focus on the results. Try to not focus on whatever the state titles were, 6 of 8, or I don't even know. We don't put that perspective, because the girls, they all feel the pressure. So there's really no need to focus on that stuff. But like I said, from the jump, they wanted to win a state title. So that was their number one goal. And their second goal was to go undefeated, in which I didn't want to go undefeated. It's just not saying, like I said, we're not purposely trying to lose, but you really learn a lot about yourself when things aren't going well. So I think that proved true in the final, that we scored early, but then they came right back at us. So it was fun to kind of experience defeat from them, but then to be able to play them. I think we both knew we would be playing them twice. So the first game really doesn't mean much.
So you played a couple out-of-state teams from Virginia. One of them was undefeated state champion, correct?
Yeah.
Something like that?
And the other one actually won their state title this year.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So
good teams.
It helps every team to have a strong schedule, and yet I come to find out here that some of the teams in Delaware aren't taking advantage of the fact that they have a tough competitor in your school right now. And I'm actually looking at your schedule for next year, and currently you only have 11 games on that schedule. So what's the deal there?
We struggled. We couldn't even play a 15th game. We reached out. Most teams play 15 games. We reached out to everybody, and we couldn't even find a 15th game. Not many teams that really want to play us for a lot of reasons. They don't want to lose. It's going to be a tough game for them. So they have some conference things and such, but we try to play everybody. So we played every single hard team we could. And like you said, we only had 3 blowouts, and even in those blowouts, it's not like Haley's piling up goals and Anna scoring 5 goals and padding stats. It's not about that. So that was the first thing that I did when I got the job, is I sent probably 300 emails to coaches in Virginia trying to get out of state games, because I knew that those would really challenge us more than playing little Delaware. I think it's fun and such, but you got to get outside of Delaware and just experience more. So we went on some recruiting tours and tour campuses and such there. So we had some fun on those trips too, not just going to play soccer games.
Yeah, I'm looking at the schedule for next year, and I think with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 teams, they're all playoff teams from this year. So yeah, that's what, and we all want to see competitive games, man. That's what brings us out to watch. You know,
Yeah.
it's not fun to watch a team get blown out or anything like that. But I mean, you have to play who you have to play. But it's much better to see those competitive games. So Claire, talk about some of the other players on your team, especially your defenders in front of you who help you keep the ball out of the net sometimes, and shout out to some of them.
Well, I know the one that definitely like stands out is Lauren Duffy. She is always there for me. Like if I like miss a ball or something, or I just need someone to clear it, she's always there to. I just need to yell out, and she gets it out right away. And then some players that play like out wide are Leah Rizzo, Claire Thomas, Hannah Ellett, and Alexis Greenjack, and they are just incredible. They're always there for Lauren to like help get out wide, and them to just clear it up for Moo or so for Haley or Anna, anyone there. I think we all like, especially like our back and our front, we all just have really like throughout the season we've all really learned to work together and play, and you could see that in the championship how much we just like thrived off of each other and communicated and worked together.
Haley and Anna, same question for you. Talk about some of the other teammates of yours who've made big contributions for you.
I mean, my biggest ones were probably Sophia Elgato and Maddie Mosier, and then when Moo came back, Moo Galvez. Like, they just really contributed to, like, I mean, our vision of the, like, attack. Like, they're really good players, like, overall. Like, they're tough, they're fast, they're athletic. Like, it's just, like, those are the players you want on your team.
And
Go ahead.
to add
on to that, I mean, for me, Sophia Elgato, she was more of like a defensive center mid, but you know, she's so fast and, you know, aggressive that, you know, like you can always rely on her to get the ball. Like no matter where the ball is on the field, she's always there. And I think that was really important for us. And also Maddie Mosier, the whole season, you know, she always found like a perfect ball to slip through to someone, or the perfect time to go forward. Like she just has a really good game IQ. So I think that was really good for our team as well.
So you mentioned Sophia Holgado, and I see here that she runs about 7 miles a game, which doesn't surprise me because she was second in Division I all cross country championship too for your school. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of running. What, if anything, would you change? Any of you can answer this. I guess I'll start with you, Coach. Though, what would you change rule-wise at the high school soccer level?
How much time we got here? First, I'd move it into the fall. These girls that do travel soccer, like Sophia Holgado's, her team's going to go out to Seattle this weekend, and Maddie Mosier. They just play so many games in the spring. They have so many practices, so many games. I mean, Sophia Holgado came to the Smyrna game like 20 minutes before the game because she had practice for her travel soccer team. And they had like 2 really big games that weekend in front of college coaches. And no problem, Sophia, come whenever. Like your travel games are so much more important because they're in front of college coaches. So that's the number one. We have to try to get it in the fall. And I know they always claim coaches, refs, and fields are the reason why they can't, but it really taxes the players. It's really difficult on them. That would be my number one. Of just, we have to look out for the players first, and it sucks for them. We really don't even practice hardly at all with our full team. Half the time they have to leave early to get to travel team practice, or they're really tired because they had so many games. I mean, they could answer this question. Some of them probably played maybe 40 games in the spring. It's just,
oh, wow.
It's wild.
Yeah, that's tough to contend with because you have to deal with the boys' season and their field time, and the football teams as well in a lot of spaces. Anyway, so ladies, how about you? Your players, what kind of rule changes would you like to see made, if any? Well, how does your high school game differ from your club games, if at all?
With high school, I feel like it's more of like a want to win. It was just like weird because like I mean obviously you want to win in every game you play, but I just feel like every game matters in high school, and I like that better because like you want to win to have a good record for the playoffs. Like it's something that like matters almost. That's what I enjoy about high school.
Okay.
Compared to like
Haley, can you add to that or no?
I don't know. I feel like the rules, I mean, there's nothing that really stands out that I would really change. I feel like if I were to think of something, it would be like something in the moment in a game that I'd be like, I wish that rule didn't exist or something like that. So
here's one for you. Here's what I don't like about soccer: the offsides rule.
me either.
I think it should be like hockey, where the hockey has the blue line, right? The ball has to go over first, and then you can get in there. If it was more like that, I don't like the moving defensive line, the offsides traps, and all that. That's just me, though. I'm old school. I'm old school. Soccer wasn't even a sport when I was your age here in this country. So
the younger kids at 8 and 9 years old that I coach, they have that. So they have like a blue line-ish past midfield. So. Yeah, it's actually better, but then they still have offsides, so it makes it more confusing, but they're getting there.
Oh, they still have the moving offside
they have like
line?
A blue line-ish so that everybody just can't press into one side of the field, so they have like a blue line-ish, right. But then past that blue line, they still call offsides too. So
that defeats the purpose. All right.
Yeah, it helps like players, the teams that just can't shove into your end and just press you, because it kind of makes the field a little bit bigger. At least it seemed bigger. So,
so I guess what bothers me is like, okay, so Haley, you're running down the field, let's say, right, and you beat your defender down there, and no one can kick the ball. No one can kick the ball to you, right? You have to wait. I don't like that, right? Because you've done what you're supposed to do, beat your man or your woman, I don't know, whatever you want to call the player that you just sprinted past. And then Anna couldn't pass the ball to you. She's got to wait for the other player to catch up, right? And then and only then can she pass the ball to you. And then you have to move back because probably somebody on the other side or something, they're going to pull some trap on you. And then that just defeats the purpose to me of being fast in soccer.
It does get annoying, but I mean, I think what annoys me most about offsides is sometimes the refs maybe don't have the best judgment because they're not with the defensive line. So sometimes they'll call like an offsides when like really like you weren't. So I think that's what makes me more mad than just the rule itself.
Well, the refs do the best that they can.
Yeah.
We know. That we know. I ref volleyball, so you got to be careful with talking about refs.
I don't talk back, don't worry.
All right, so Haley, take a look at Anna and tell me something interesting or funny or memorable about her.
I think a good thing about Anna is that she always has like a smile on her face, and she always has like something to laugh about. Like even in like like our worst situations, like she can always find something to say that like cheers the team up or something. She's just a really positive person, so I think that's my biggest thing about her.
All right, Anna, same question for you and about Claire.
Oh, well, okay. So what I have to say about Claire is that so last year she was going to be our goalie, and then Colleen McClintock stepped in like out of nowhere, and then so Claire wasn't our starting goalie, and this year we really had like no idea what to expect. And then we end the years with her making, what was it, 3 saves? 2? I think it was 2 saves, and then the other girl, like, kicks it over in a PK shootout in the state final. Like, talk about impressive. Plus, Claire's just a really good person. Like, she's always happy and nice to everybody. She's just, like, a really good person to be around all the time.
That was very nice. And Claire, you have Haley.
Well, for Haley, I just have loved playing with her because I was on JV like my freshman year, and both of them were on varsity like our freshman year. And but I always have looked up to Haley and Anna for just playing soccer in general. And I always just turn to Haley if like I just have like a question about something, or like I always just like whenever like I'm about to punt the ball, she's just the first person I look for, because I just know that I can just trust her. And she's also just like the nicest person ever, and like she's always there for everyone to bring everyone's like spirits up if like we're like down one or something like that. And she's always like, you know, come on team or something like that. But I'm really excited to go to Alvernia with her next year and like watch her play and everything. And it's just going to be really exciting.
Yeah, that is cool. And Coach, fill in any blanks for me. If I missed anything that you wanted to make sure that we knew about your team, some of your players, now's a chance to fill that in for us.
Well, we are losing a lot of good seniors, 3 here. It's going to make my job much more difficult next year. But a lot of people don't know about Moo Galbus. So this is her first year playing soccer at Padua. She tore her knee last summer, so I didn't even think she was going to play. And she committed to going to Chapel Hill. It was for soccer. It was like the creme de la creme. They are so good. So, and she's been great to deal with. Sometimes tough, but that's who she is. That's her personality is great. But she had finally come back, had kind of worked herself back from her knee injury. And then in the St. Mark's game, she broke her clavicle. So it put her timetable to return right on the tournament. But she was just driven to get back. And really the first game she was fully healthy was the Smyrna game. That our whole team was fully healthy was the first round game.
Oh, wow. So
that as a coach, it was just like, just wait until everybody's healthy. We'll be just fine. And then she got hurt in the second game. I think that was Haley and Moo actually got hurt in the CR game in the semifinal. I thought Haley would be okay, but I wasn't. I was texting her mom the next day, like, is she going to be able to play? And what kind of makes it confusing for the girls in the spring is they had baccalaureate mass. So we had a game Wednesday, we played CR, and then they had mass the next day. So after school, so we couldn't practice. The only time we could practice is like the morning. So we practiced in the morning and really didn't practice, just ate breakfast. But Haley looked okay to play in the final. The next day, Moo got hurt. We weren't really doing anything. She got hurt, and I was like, she is not gonna be able to play. But thankfully she did. She played she maybe played as much in the final as she did the whole year. She was exhausted, but no, all of them. The seniors were fantastic to deal with. It was, it's difficult as a coach just coming in to change, and like they've said, they've had so many head coaches, so they were pretty welcoming, and thankfully the year it ended with a crazy PK shootout win that they'll never forget. And I don't think they'll ever experience a game quite like they did.
All right. Well done. Well, everybody, I want to thank you for making time to join me here at my Sports Reports in Delaware Sports. Congratulations on your championship. Best of luck to you in all your future endeavors. And I hope that you have a wonderful summer. And Coach, maybe we'll see you back here next year. You're actually welcome at any time.
Thanks.
It's open.
That's our hope.
We have an open door policy here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
All right,
Thank
everybody.
you.
I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to hit the end button, and best of luck to you. Thanks once again. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
See you, girls.
Bye.
So that was the Padua soccer team. Their head coach, Justin Romano, and it was Claire Campbell, Haley Doherty, and Anna Pullman who joined us here on Delaware Sports. And that's going to do it. Hopefully you had a chance to get to know some of the people who were behind the championship trophy that they were holding up in all those pictures and all. All right, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Marshal Manlove, and now that sound means something very important to me. Snack time. Snack time here in the home studio in Middletown, Delaware. Oh yeah, that's it. Thanks to Donnie M, Joey B, Vinny B, Tommy K, Melissa F, Kristen M,